Without wasting much of our time, I would like to welcome our second lecturer in the person of Mr. Gregory Ebuka Oranusi. Please put your hands together. Make it louder, make it louder, make it louder, make it louder. Make it louder as he takes us on the second lecture.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. I want to, first of all, appreciate the people that invited me here. It's a good opportunity. I want to use this opportunity as well to share my experiences with you, hoping that it will have a positive impact on your livelihood as a youth. So my name is Greg Oranusi. I am an event planner and decorator. So I'm going to base my speech today on things related to my field. First of all, the topic I'm going to discuss on is events and youth, the multi-million-dollar industry and youths. Events, we all know what event is. This is an event. We are at an event right now. So human relationships are the basics of events. That is to say that without human beings coming together, there cannot be an event. So from cocktail parties to weddings, sports, music concerts, funerals, and especially birthdays, which many of us love here, especially the ladies. We love birthdays a lot. And birthdays, I'm reiterating on birthdays because, the next slide. Birthday is celebration of the birth of someone, right? It's one of the most important events in human history because it celebrates the time that a new human being comes to life. And we, being youths, are not far from the time we were born. We are still young. So, and this life we are talking about is boring, as a matter of fact. When you were born into this life, if you start becoming aware of your surroundings, you will notice that life is actually boring on its own. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. That's why you see many things that are done in this world help to make life less boring than it is. This hotel that we're here right now was built to entertain people, to make life less boring. And so it's events. So imagine not going to school, not working, not going to events like this. You're just in your house, lying down on your bed from morning till night. Again, repeat it the next day. Eat, wake up, eat, poop, take your bath without doing any other thing. That's when you notice how boring life is. At the end of the day, you start thinking of how to go out in the evening, go hang out with your friends. If there's somebody that wants to do wedding, you want to go there. Maybe you are not invited, right? But you just go there to spice up your day. Most of us here are students. Most of the time, when we come back for vacation, like now, we are on vacation, you notice that it's boring most of the time, if you don't, especially if you don't have a phone, if you don't have data, for instance. I'm sure you must have seen on TikTok, for instance, where people say, comment on a video, they say, if you have data, then you don't have any problem. All your problems are solved. Why? Because if you are bored, if you are depressed, Sapa is holding you, all those things, and you have data. By the time you are watching one or two videos, your mood will, everything will change. You just have joy, all that boredom will disappear. You understand what I'm saying? So, next slide. Roles of events in our lives. In the olden days, events existed, but that time it just happens on its own. It's not an industry. It's not something that people study. There was no big deal. It's just like New Year Festival, all these wrestling matches, It just happens. People don't make money from it. You understand? But today, event is an industry. I am in that industry. Like play. I remember when I was small, my mom was started this event business. What she normally did that time was to just go and put clothes on table. If they are doing birthday party, we just carry this kind of clothes and put on the table, put balloons, small. Now, that time it was like a joke. But today, people are billionaires, not millionaires, billionaires from events, from these decorations, catering, entertainment, DJ, MC, all these things. They are all part of events. People make a lot of money from it. It's an industry now in Nigeria. In fact, we have groups, we have organizations where we come together and we share ideas. It's a very big industry. The next slide. Let's look at this video. So if you look at this video, you see, just take a look at this. After watching this, I want you to tell me what you've seen, what you've observed in this video. What you are seeing right now. This is probably a wedding party, right? Just take a look at the environment. This looks like somebody's interiors, like inside somebody's house. Permanent interiors for a wedding. You can see the way they are dressed. You can see the environment. How serious people take events these days. Especially successful people. Look at the stage. Look at the environment. Just for party. For a day. Just for a day. I mean, in this part of the world, in this part of the country, in this town, if you are living in this town, if you're based in Neni, you may not be familiar with this kind of thing that I'm showing you right now. But why I'm showing you this is so that you know that something like this exists out there where you can make a living. You can see the couple, see the environment where they are doing their wedding party. Now, what do you observe? Can somebody tell me there is an observation I'm looking for. What do you observe from these things that you just saw right now? There's one observation that I'm looking for. It's not creativity. Obviously, creativity is there. Yes. Any observation? What do you see in this video? What one thing do you see in this video? Money. That's what I'm looking for. This is money. All those things you are seeing there is a lot of money. Millions of naira. I'm doing events in the little scale that I'm doing it. But I know that this hall that you are seeing right now doesn't cost less than 100 million naira to bring this thing to life. All these things you are seeing is customization for just one day. They will not use it again. They pay this person 100 million naira. And I know her. I know her very well because I've worked with her when I was in Lagos. Her name is, does anybody know who that event planner is? Deswa. I'm sure some of you have heard about her. So now, this is money. Let's go to the next slide. Let me show you how this money comes to be. Now, youths, young human beings, most of us here are youths. We are curious. We are still trying to discover ourselves, our surroundings, and new things, what this world is all about. I'm sure you ask yourself questions every day about things that you see every day as a youth. You are not yet convinced about certain things. You are still discovering. Strong means that as a youth, you have strength that an elderly person don't have. I hope you know that. Very important. We'll come to that later. Then, talented. Youths, it's in youth that you see most of that talent. Sometimes you see, let me give you an instance, like Celine Dion was a talented singer and is a talented singer. But her vocals back then cannot compare with her vocals now. Like, you can't compare her vocals now with how her voice was back then. You understand what I'm saying? It was when she was young that her vocals were powerful. So, that talent is more associated with youth most of the time. Then, wunderkind, like Wunderkind is people that started from young age, people that are extraordinarily talented, that from the time that they were little, their talent already made them rich and famous. Like in Nigeria, we have somebody like Emanuela, right? Then there's one Kirikou. I heard that he bought 2 cars. I think he bought 1 car for the father. A small boy. The car that the father could not buy. This young boy that is still in primary school or nursery even, bought the car for the father. That is what they call wunderkind. Then we have innovative. At a young age, you start having a lot of ideas that you may not necessarily be able to have as an adult, like as an elderly person. So your brain is still sharp. It's still tabula rasa. That's what they call it. Your brain is not filled up yet with responsibilities, how to do this, your brain is still there's still freedom to think, to innovate. We'll still come to that. Experimental. I'm sure if you're online, you see so many strange things online these days happening. Even our elders, when they see it, they'll be wondering, how did these things come to be? It's because youth experiment. That this decoration that you saw now was not existing before. It came to life because people started experimenting boldly, like they started thinking outside the box and then bringing it to life. Special. If you are a youth, you are obviously special, because if you are a youth right now, you are special because you still have time. Like it's special to still be a youth, because if you are old right now and you are not yet successful, I don't think there's anything very special about that. So being a youth right now, you are special. We'll get to that. The next slide. So now, all these things that I just listed right now, youthfulness is an advantage as well as being a youth. As the fact that you are a youth right now that we are discussing is an advantage. This is why it is the best plan to make the most of your youthful age. Make money as a youth, marry as a youth, achieve success as a youth, and even have kids at your youth, legitimately, of course, not through the back door. All right. Then, because being a youth provides you with all the right factors that you need. All these things that I just mentioned are the factors we are talking about. Now, let me tell you something. Do not waste your youth. Because that's why they say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. There is a reason behind that. If you cannot achieve success at your youth, now that you have the strength, the capacity to do that, is it when you become an old man that you... Make no mistake, there are people that succeed even at old age. Like KFC. You know about KFC? He passed through a whole lot of hurdles and disappointments in life. Just as he was giving up at age of 60-something, he launched KFC. He started off little before he knew what was happening. He became a millionaire at an old age. But then, you do not gamble with your youth. You will not say, after all, I can still become successful at 60 years. Therefore, let me relax now and then wait later on. Do not waste your youth. Use it now. Make that money now. Do not relax. People relax and waste their youth without even knowing it. Right now, some people are just sitting down every day. They're not thinking, what should I do? They're just sitting down and when I graduate, I'll get work. I'll do this. You need to start now, even as a student, to start thinking about success. The things that I'm doing today, if I did them when I was much younger, I would have gone very far. But now, by the time I found out things that I have to do, I have to start from afresh. You understand? To grow. But if I started growing them earlier, I would have gone very far right now. So those years are wasted. They are gone. I cannot get them back. That's what I'm also telling you right now. This is the time to invest in your youthfulness, to get what you want before you clock 40, so that by that time, you retire and start enjoying the fruits of your labor. I'm not saying that all of you don't know about this right now, but you are actually wasting your youth right now without knowing. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what are you doing? Like 1 week gone, and you've not even made like so amount of money this week. Okay, there are some things that I said I would do. I keep procrastinating 2 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. I've not done those things. I'm like, if you had done this a year ago, by now it would have gotten to this point, right? And you keep procrastinating. And they say procrastination is the theft of time. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. All those things that you are thinking of, I will do this, I will do that. Start now to do it. Put in the work right now. And so that by the time passes, it will grow up. So start all those things right now. All those little things. And another thing, don't just bank on one thing. Maybe you are studying law, you just want to be a lawyer. I have a lawyer that is doing this decoration as well. And let me just bust your brain. Do you know that she earns more money as an event planner more than she earns as a lawyer? In fact, she just goes to court if she wants to. Like, it's not a do or die affair anymore for her. She's not hustling to be paid as a lawyer. You know, becoming a lawyer that gets money, it's a hustle because you are fighting against other attorneys in order to get a recognition that will pay you. Because if you become recognized as a lawyer, that means people will be hiring you, right? But she's not hustling for that recognition anymore because she's already making the kind of living that she's combining a lot of things, right? So don't bank on one thing. Do a lot of things so that you can get multiple sources of income as a youth. Very, very important. The next slide. So now, you see how much people spend these days just to do wedding. How much they pay an event planner or a decorator to do decoration. Millions of naira. Before, like let's say 15 years ago, can somebody pay you 1 million naira to do decoration? No. Highest they will pay that time, maybe 10,000, 5,000. And that time is big money. There was time they paid my mom 50,000 for decoration. I almost fainted. I was like, whoa, I was so happy. I was excited. Like, we've never seen that kind of money before in that work. Because I'm used to 10,000, 5,000. But now, me in particular, people have paid me millions to do decoration for them. Although I'm still starting out, I'm not saying that I've stabilized. I'm not successful yet. I'm not saying that I've made it yet. I'm still growing. But my mom is still in the business. But people have paid me more than she has ever been paid in the business. Why? That is what this slide is talking about. That the event industry is a multi-million naira industry today was because of the contributions of the young generations of yesterday. That's why it is an industry today. If those youth of then did not put in that contribution, you will not see this industry to make money from. Right? So now, that is why today we are the youth. The future generation, our children, and our younger ones now are looking up to us to create an even bigger industry of this industry for them to be able to make money from and diversify the ways that are going to be able to make money from it, which I'm going to show you right now. What is the future of this industry, this event industry? Is our contributions today. Let's go to the next slide. How are we going to contribute? New ideas, creativity, technology. Now, if I tell you the volume of technology that is involved in decoration, sometimes some clients, they'll tell me, how much are you going to use and do this work for us? I'm like, I'll just give them my packages. They'll be like, this first package that you sent, what do you mean? It's not the decoration that my sister did wedding the other last 5 years ago, and they paid 30,000. That you are putting this. Are you a thief? I'm like, that package that you are seeing, if I tell you the things that are involved in it, even you will run. Because even me that I'm giving you that package, I'm undercharging you just to get the job, just to show you that I can do it. If I show you the expenses, the workforce that's involved, the technology especially that is involved in it, you will marvel that people train these days just to be an event technician, an event electrician, an event engineer just for events and make a living out of that. I'm sure you must have seen where couples are dancing. You see this fog, something like cloud on the floor. Was it there years ago? It was not there. You see lightings, you see installations. You come to a hall, and okay, you saw it in that video. That thing that they were putting, something like this that they were putting. You see like a sort of a machine or a lever that will take all those weights up to the height of the hall, while somebody is just drawing it on the ground. If it was years ago, you will find a way to climb somewhere and even fall from there and die. But now you just put the thing where your hand can reach it, Put all those installation, lightings, a lot of anything you want, you put on top of that place. Then somebody will operate it, and the thing will climb up to the height, whatever height you like. This is technology, and it's somebody that brought it. And I'm betting you that it's a youth. You understand? Now, innovation, branding, monetization, social media, human relationship. To the next slide. It's making, how do you contribute? Another way you can contribute to the event industry is by making money in this industry. So I'll show you how you can make money right now, even tomorrow, from this industry. You don't even need to have the equipment. I think I have one of my students here. You don't even need to have an equipment. You don't need to have anything. You don't even need to use capital. But you can make money from this industry. And I'll show you how. Education. Either you get educated and become a professional event planner, investment, or you invest. How do you invest? You look for somebody that's in this business already, that has clients. It's none of your business. You don't need to know any client. You go to the person and be like, I will give you 50,000 to put into this business. How much dividend will you be giving me every month? And let me tell you something. There are a lot of event planners out there looking for people like that. If they catch you, they will not even tell others that they have somebody like that. If you tell them that you want to invest, if you have 200,000 that is sitting in the bank idling, and then you know that this person, you don't just go and give anybody your money. You are sure that this person is getting contracts weekly, that this person is moving. There is evidence. You go to their social media, you see evidence that they are getting contracts. And then you also do your background research and see that somebody, that these people are getting paid so amount of money. Then you go through the legal way, you get an attorney, then you go and meet this person. Then you invest. Every month, they will pay you your dividend. And this dividend has no limit. It continues. It does not end. You can invest again and still keep getting that dividend without even knowing how to pin anything. Then, awareness creation, ads, publicity, social media, freelancing. You know what? I'm sure a lot of you have heard about freelancing. What is freelancing? Is when you are an engineer, but you are also a graphics designer somewhere at another company. You are also a marketer at another company. You can become a marketer for an event person. What do? Some of us here, especially the ladies, and I keep saying it all the time, I don't know why ladies, I don't know what's going on these days. You see ladies, girls, they have this kind of publicity, they have this kind of contacts that it's difficult for guys to have. Because as a lady, if you are beautiful, you can just be walking on the road and somebody will give you their contacts and you save it. You're not saving it because you're interested in whatever they want. You can just be on Facebook. People will chat you as a lady and tell you to send you your WhatsApp contact. By there, you are building contacts. Not that you want to do anything stupid. You are just gathering contacts. And many ladies have that contact already. Then why are you wasting it? If you are here and you're a lady and you have a lot of contacts, and you have people that do birthdays, people that do weddings, every time you know that a lot of people are doing events, and you are just sitting down there without making money with that, all you need to do is just to tell those people that you have somebody that does events, somebody that does DJ, somebody that does MC, that you have all these people. That is how you become an event planner. That you have all these people and they will do it for you cheap and they are very good. Then they will tell you that, okay, bring the person. You go and meet the person. You tell them this is how much these people want to pay. Maybe the client will tell you that is 50,000 that they have as their budget for MC or DJ or decoration. Then you go and tell the DJ that, okay, will you collect 40,000 to come and perform at so place? And then when they pay you that 50,000, you put the 10,000 as your commission. Or you can talk to the person, the vendor. The vendor will give you the commission by themselves. But I'm telling you that it doesn't matter. You don't need to talk to them. As far as they have agreed to do the work at that amount, it means that they can deliver it at that amount. Then you give them their money and keep yours. And you are making money from your contacts. And as you are doing that, you are also helping us that are in the industry already to have more clients. Because sometimes, like me now, I'm not where I'm from. Like naturally, I don't have I'm not connected like that very much. Even the connection I have through my mom, I'm a shy person. I don't know how to develop that connection very well because I don't know how to go and meet people and talk to them. You know, it's people like you that helps us to connect to clients. You understand where I'm going? And you also make money through that. Business ownership. Do you know that you cannot know how to do decoration or do flower arrangement, but you have money? You are from a family that has money already, that are ready to give you money to start business. Do you know what you do? You find 1 or 2 people that have the skills in this business and ask them, what do I need to buy for this business? And they tell you, you go to market, buy these things and bring them. What do? You get a job, you call these people to go and do it for you. Then you find one of them that is very talented and make them the manager. You understand what I'm saying? If you make that person the manager, you don't need to do anything. All you need to do is, when a job comes, you give them a task to create a design and brand this event and deliver it. You pay them and you pocket your money. That is business ownership. Does not mean that you will know how to pin anything. You understand what I'm saying? Then, referral strategy. When you refer people, so there's people that are referred, that what they do is to refer. That is their work. Because they have contacts, which I have told you already. So if you refer people, you get your commission, pocket it. Then event planning. Like I said, if you have contacts, you can tell people, I have somebody that does DJ, I have somebody that does cake, I have somebody that does this. And you start creating awareness. Then at a particular period of time, after you start this, people will now, if somebody asks them about something, they will come and ask you. Because you have the contact of people that can give them that. You don't know how to do all those things, so, right? But you are making money from it by being an event planner. Then you can also be a decorator or rentals or catering, entertainment, fashion, branding, whatever. If you decide that this is the business that you want to do. The next slide. So, I'm sure that all of us here are from Neni, right? All of us here are from Neni, most of us. Now, I'm sure that if you are active on Facebook, you do see somebody that posts something, Imperial planners, all the time on Facebook. I'm the person that normally posts that. All those things that you are seeing there are my works. So, I'm giving you an opportunity to make money through this business that I have built over the years by referring jobs to me and getting your commission by 20% of the money. What am I trying to say? I'm offering you an opportunity to make money as a youth. I have the equipment. You don't need to buy anything. I have the skills. I have the workforce. All you need to do is somebody wants to do an event, you tell them that you have somebody that knows how to do this very well and the person is good. Then you forward their number to me. I send them my samples. And let me tell you one truth. There has never been anybody I sent my samples that has refused to give me a job. That is a secret. Now, the problem is that they have not seen the work. They have not seen my work. I've seen a case where I finished working last year and posted it on Facebook. And somebody called me immediately and said, whoa, where have you been? Why didn't I see this your work before I gave? And they said, okay, no problem. The person that wants to do decoration for us also wants to do the cooking. So we've told him to keep the whole money that we paid him. How much are you going to use and deliver this work? I told them. They said, okay, no problem. Send your account number. And they paid immediately. And I delivered the work. So now, what am I trying to say? The reason why they will not give me the work is because they have not seen the samples. So I'm giving you a sure banker that if you send a client to me and I send them my samples, you're going to get your commission by 20%. So if somebody pays me 200,000, how much are you going to get? How much is the percentage for you? Is that not a good source of income? And you can also make it a side gig by giving me clients every day, not just me, any person that is in the event industry, like the MC, the DJ, somebody that does baking. So this is how you can make money and contribute to this industry. As a youth, do not wait for money to fall down from heaven. See, let me tell you something. I know how to do Yahoo very, very well. I'm an expert in it. Let me tell you, I know how they do it. Because the time I went to Lagos, 2013, let me not lie. Let me say the truth. That's what I actually went to learn in Lagos. In fact, I've already learned everything. Until the building where I was staying in Festac, in that building, there is a lady that owned an apartment there. The lady told me that she has been looking at me, that I will not survive this thing. That let me look at all the people that I'm learning this thing with. That these people can learn it and escape. But the way she's seeing me, that I may not survive all these things that they are doing, that I should withdraw and apply that my knowledge somewhere else. And then what she started doing, she's the one that connected me to where I started training on events and cake and other things, where I sharpened my skills. Then she started giving me jobs. She even gave me an apartment in her house, in her own flat. That time, I was not paying. She started helping me, and because of that help, that's when I knew that she was telling me the truth. Because I'm somebody that has strong will. If I say that I'm going to do this, if I say I'm going to do Yahoo now and start doing it, I'll cash out in it. You understand? But then, let me now bust your brain. Those people, as of 2013, those people that I know will not finish. There are two bosses. There are two of our guys. There's one that they call Finney that time. He got 50 million. I don't remember if it is in Naira. I think 50 million Naira that time. Or dollars. I don't know. Bought one Jeep that time. 2 cars that he bought. Then he was married. He sent the wife and the kids to their village, Then he started hanging out with guys. People every time in our place, people are coming every day, even in the midnight. People are guys filled everywhere. They were drinking, partying, and all that. And so many people, all those people that they were doing Yahoo, that were cashing out that time, I know where they are right now. So I looked back and I saw that actually it's not a sustainable source of income. They should not lie to you. It is not sustainable because it has this cycle. There's a way it goes. Like when the money comes, let me tell you, if you get money that you didn't work for, unless you are somebody that is specially created by God, you will run into this frenzy where you finish that money and you go back indoors. That's why you see some Yahoo guys, if they come and flaunt for like period of 6 months, then they go back again. They'll hide. What are they doing that time? They want to get that money again, So, and another thing is the causes, like the repercussions that might come from it. Don't know, it's somebody's hard-earned money that you might take from them. So I feel like there might be something waiting for the person somewhere. So another thing is that people that are rich today, people that are wealthy today, are the people that built their wealth from all these years as a youth. That time, people were not seeing the effect of what they were doing. That's why they say, that is what it means. These people that are building wealth today, that will actually become those great men that you will know tomorrow at their mid-age, maybe 40, 50, 60 years. Let me give you an instance. The person that owned this hotel, may his soul rest in peace. He's an example of somebody that built his wealth. We have another person again here, my mentor, Mr. Pobi. He's somebody that also built his wealth. over the years. Now, you may see him enjoying this wealth that he built all these years. Now, because you are young, we are seeing. But there were people that were his age mates that time that thought that maybe he was wasting time, that he didn't know what he was doing. But he knew what he was doing. It's now. And if you ask him, I'm sure that I'm like giving everything with example. I'm sure that he's a witness to what I'm saying. Many of those people that actually hit money back then when they were young, that we are showing off to him, he's actually bigger than them now. Many of them might even be coming to ask him for help right now. Why? Because that money is not sustainable. Quick money is not sustainable. You have to build it so that it can last to generations, your children, your children's children. That's the kind of money we are talking about, not the money that will burn out. Right? So, sometimes if you are saying all these minor things, people think that you're wasting time. There are people driving Benz, driving GLK, and you're here talking about 40,000. That my friend, that you know that 40,000, you use it to buy wine. This is not the time for that yet. Calm down, build it. When that time comes, it's not Yahoo boys that come here to come and lodge. It's not somebody that built this hotel. Can many of them build this hotel? They can't. Because they don't have that kind of money, you know. But the person that built this hotel built this money to this volume that he can build this hotel for them to come and lodge. Why can't they build their own and lodge in it? Because there is a story they are not telling you. It is not sustainable. The sustainable money is the one that you build over time. The only thing that we are praying for is for long life. For God to give us life so that we will not die young. So now, the next slide. I'm sure that a lot of you here know about Gimatech. I want to say something before I continue. Engineer Mama told me about this. Unfortunately, Father could not bring delegates. It was difficult for him. So he did not tell me to come and delegate to, but I want to do it anyway. I am the head of department at Gimatech for events management department, and also one of the lecturers under cake crafts. That is to say, if you come to Gimatech, I can teach you how to do cake, anything as cake. This thing here can be standing as cake, but nobody will know until you cut it. All right. So Gimatech is a very big institution in this town. Many of us here are indigenous of this town, but we don't know about it. Before, they used to call it St. John Vocationals. Neni at St. John. My mom was a lecturer there when I was in primary school at St. John. So luckily for me, I'm also a lecturer there by special appointment. So now I'm inviting, especially the ladies here, to come. If you want to become a professional event manager with certificate, with government certificate, you can come to Gimatech and register and do 2 years program and get certified. And you are going to be training under me. I'm going to expose some secrets to you on how to make it early. Because I've done this business, I've gathered experience. I can show you the shortcuts. Although there is no shortcut, but I can show you how to do it to make it faster so that you will not make the mistakes that I made and others, right? So come to Gimatech. We have cosmetology department, event management department, catering, fashion and design, modeling, computer software engineering, and a lot of other things. So with this, I'm going to end this speech. I also want to use this opportunity again to thank the organizers of this event. Actually, I heard about it last year, but I was not informed on time, so I was occupied. But this year, I was invited. I'm the one that did this little decoration here. And just to... It was not like we didn't want to do it in a big way, but I promise you that as this thing keeps going, I'm going to be contributing some level of things to you because it's very good. Let me tell you one thing. I've been crying and weeping inside me as a youth in Neni. Some of you here already knows me. I'm a very open person. I tell people about myself, my problems. Being a youth in this country is very, very difficult, especially if you want to earn money through honestly, like in an honest way. It's very difficult. And then if you are from poor family, you need a lot of courage, a lot of strength to keep going. At some point, you feel like giving up. So for them to think of this, remembering the youth. It's not easy. It means that they know the struggles of youth in this town. And I'm telling you not to waste this opportunity, because these great men that you are seeing, I think they have the capacity to change the lives of any of us here. So I'm very, very happy for this, because I know how many nights I've cried because of difficulties. Even somebody here knows recently, I was even crying recently about some challenges. You know, it's very, very difficult, even in this country, the government and all that. So I want to encourage all of you, being the youth, to keep doing it. If you know that thing that you are doing, be consistent in it. Do not give up. Don't throw everything away. Do not allow anybody to deceive you. Don't let anybody flash anything on your face. All that glitters are not gold. So keep doing that thing you are doing for your future. Build it. Let it grow. Okay, let me give you an instance. Now, if you plant corn now, oka, I think it takes 2 weeks for corn to start growing, right? I think it takes almost a year for you to start having the corn cob, right? For people that did agriculture. Okay, 6 months. Okay, now, you imagine you go and plant corn now. Eh? You wake up tomorrow, the corn is already this height. Tomorrow, then after 3 days, you start seeing the corn cob. Let me ask you a question. Are you going to go and eat it? You can't eat it because it's strange. That kind of thing does not happen. Then when you give birth to a child, it takes up to 10 years before that child can understand what you are saying. 10 good years. You understand? Imagine you give birth to a child now, and after 3 months, that child is speaking and listening and communicating with you. You are telling them they're understanding. Is it not strange? It's an exceptional something. So if nature is slow, and yet it accomplishes all these things that we are seeing today, all these marvelous things that we are enjoying, why can't you grow, allow yourself to grow? Why do you want to hit it big? At a cost that people will not tell you. They will hide it from you. So now, let us be strong. Let us keep doing this. Let me tell you one secret. People have come to ask me, how many years you have been doing decoration? You have been doing this. You have not bought a car. You look at the way you are dressed. Look at you. This one insult me. I'm like, inside my mind, I don't need to respond to them, because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm trying to grow. And I don't owe anybody any explanation of how I'm dressed. And I don't need to go and buy a car now just to impress you and give you an impression that I'm doing well. I'm not doing well yet. I'm not yet successful. I need help, so that when my destiny helper sees me, they will know that I'm still struggling and help me. But if I go and buy a car now, when I know that I don't have the money, then I'll dress very well. If somebody sees me, they'll be like, he's a successful young man. When I'm not, then maybe he wants to help me. He'll be like, he's made it already. Let me go and look for another person. So let's be strong. I love this opportunity so much. And I know that it's going to change some of the lives of many of us here. I'm so happy that finally the youths are being remembered, because I know how, at some point I was asking, are there no youths in Neni? Why don't we have something like this? And look at it here. Because we have very good people that have youths in their mind. And I want to say that God will keep blessing them and multiply them as they have always been done. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Please a round of applause for him once again. Mr. Gregory Ebuka Oranusi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.